Hi, and welcome to AEHelp.com's IELTS test preparation videos. This lesson is a pronunciation lesson for the IELTS speaking section. For more strategies, materials, and videos, please visit us at www.aehelp.com and join our full course. Now watch and learn. So what is pronunciation in the IELTS speaking interview? First of all, you should know that your interviewer might have a British accent, an American accent, a Canadian, a New Zealand, or an Australian accent. So be ready to listen to different kinds of accents for the questions. All right, now, your IELTS speaking band score comes from three different parts: natural speech, coherent speech, and complex speech. Of course, pronunciation belongs to the group of natural speech. So, how can you get a good score for pronunciation? Well, here are a couple of myths or wrong ideas that students have. Number one, students believe that if you have a thick accent, you will get a bad score. This is not necessarily true. A thick accent is not the same as an unclear accent. An unclear accent means that the examiner cannot understand the words that you're using. In this case, your band score goes down. But even if you have a thick accent and it's easily understood, your score is not greatly affected. The second myth. Many students believe that it's impossible to learn good pronunciation as an adult. This is not true. Let's take a look at a few examples of pronunciation in the speaking interview. First, have a look at this student with a clear accent and a high IELTS band score. Can you tell me what you did yesterday?
Yesterday I woke up in the morning and went for a run. Then I studied IELTS for most of the day. And I watched a new action movie at night. I think I went to bed around 10 p.m.
Okay, now take a look at this student's responses. She has a thick accent, but it's still clear and affects her score very little.
Why do you think it's important to do sports regularly?
The most obvious reason is physical health, but I also think frequent sport participation is really important and excellent for mental clarity and positive attitude.
Now, take a look at this student's accent. Her accent is quite subtle, but in some parts, her words are unclear, and this affects her mark negatively.
What kind of games do you think children will play in the future?
I believe that in the future, the games will be more virtual reality based. The kids will wear 3D headset and be completely absorbed in it.
Now, take a look at this student's responses. She has a thick accent, and some of the words she says are unclear. Of course, this is a negative for her IELTS band score.
All right, some people think homesickness is caused by immaturity. Others believe that homesickness can affect anyone regardless of maturity. Which of these opinions do you support?
That's an interesting question. I don't think I agree either opinion. Everyone may get homesickness, and when people move away from their hometown, they will miss their family members for sure. But the people who are younger and less mature may get homesick easily.
All right, so what can you do to practice phonetics? This means forming English sounds. Well, number one, do a search online for English phonetics or practicing English phonetics or English phonetics exercises. There are lots of materials and exercises to help you master sounds in the English language. For instance, the R and L sounds are often confused, especially by Asian speakers, because these sounds don't exist in many languages. Don't panic, practice them and perfect them as much as possible. Confusing these two sounds will give the wrong information to your listener. For instance, if the examiner asks, "What did you do yesterday?" and you respond by saying, "I cut the glass," when you actually meant to say, "I cut the grass," this will affect your speaking score negatively. Also, the TH, th, and the S, sounds are often confused by non-native English speakers. Don't give up practicing these. It matters. Now, let's take a look at how to form these sounds, R and L, th, and s, correctly. Take a look at the first diagram. All right, notice the difference between the R sound and the L sound. With the R sound, you have clear movement of the tongue. To form the letter R, you need to move the tongue upwards toward the roof of the mouth. The L sound is formed clearly by holding the tongue at the roof of the mouth and pushing the sound through as the tongue slightly drops. Okay, again, remember, this will take practice. Visually seeing how to form sounds is very important. The eye translates information for the muscles. So seeing the formation of sounds is important. Practice forming sounds in front of a mirror. Record on your phone while you're doing this so you can see what your tongue and mouth is doing. Okay, now forming the th and the s sound. Take a look at the diagrams again here. Notice that the difference is very slight. Th is a gentle sound. There's more of a gap between the tongue and the roof of the mouth, and the air is gently pushed through this gap. The s is formed more by pushing the air through the slight space between the tongue, the roof of the mouth, and then forcing it down and through the front of the teeth. S. Again, visualize, look at the diagrams, practice in front of a mirror. Okay, now for some further exercise. Tongue twisters. Tongue twisters are a great way to improve your pronunciation and exercise the muscles of the mouth and the tongue. Now, there are a couple of important steps. First, focus on pronouncing individual words accurately. Then 2 words, and next the full sentence. Finally, you can practice saying the sentence faster and faster. Let's do that now with some R and L tongue twisters. Jerry's, Jerry's, Jerry's jelly, Jerry's jelly. Jerry's jelly berries taste really rare. Jerry's jelly berries taste really rare. Rory, Rory's lawn. Rory's lawn rake rarely rakes really right. Rory's lawn rake rarely rakes really right. Okay, here are a couple of more R and L tongue twisters you can practice on your own. Now, let's take a look at a couple of TH or th sound tongue twisters. Here we go. I thought a thought. I thought a thought, but the thought I thought was not the thought I thought I thought. Now, this type of tongue twister is a different one. It's one that we can expand. Check this out. I thought a thought, but the thought that I thought was not the thought that I thought that I thought. Now, let's expand it even more. I think I thought a thought that I thought, but I think I thought that the thought that I think was not the thought that I think that I thought. All right, Practice this at home. Don't worry, you'll get the hang of it. Okay, now let's move on to some tongue twisters with the sound S. Sam. Sam's shop. Sam's shop stocks short spotted socks. Sam's shop stocks short spotted socks. Now here is a classic. Sally. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Sally sells seashells by the seashore. Okay, take a look at a couple more and practice these at home. Alright, so now that you're starting to master these sounds, it's time to use them in real IELTS speaking interview questions. Let's do that now. This speaking interview part 1 is just for fun. Let's talk about R's, L's, Th's, and S's. What rivers, railways, and roads are well known in your community? Repeat after me. What rivers, railways, and roads are well known in your community? Here's an example response. In my city of Budapest, a very well-known river is the Danube, which is also one of the largest rivers in the world. There are 2 famous ring roads that allow commuters to move quickly around the city. In addition, the south, north, and east railway lines intersect in Budapest and connect much of Europe. Do you like learning languages? Repeat after me. Do you like learning languages? Yes, I love to learn languages as they keep my mind fresh and open to worldly horizons. In fact, I'm not only learning English for school, but also because I love to travel. Next question. Do you agree or disagree that reading is really good for relaxing? One more time. Do you agree or disagree that reading is really good for relaxing? I absolutely agree that one of the best ways to relax after a tough day is to curl up with a good book in front of the fireplace and read for an hour or 2. In fact, I just got into a great mystery novel called Mystic River, and it is fun for reading in my leisure time. Alright, a couple more questions. Why do you think there are different theories for the origin of thought? One more time. Why do you think there are different theories for the origin of thought? I think there are various hypotheses around the origin of thought because of the different cultural, religious, and educational backgrounds of theorists. Last question. Have the services in shops changed since you were 7? One more time. Have the services in shops changed since you were 7? Yes. There has been significant changes in the services of shopkeepers since I was a 7-year-old child. Namely, I find that the sellers at stores have become more respectful towards me, likely because I'm an adult now. Okay, so again, that was just for fun. You probably won't get a part 1 like this, but it's great practice at home. Again, remember, visualize sounds, practice phonetics, you're never too old to improve. Use tongue twisters to exercise the muscles of the tongue and the mouth. Practice, 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 and you will improve your IELTS band score. Good luck the next time you sit for your IELTS speaking interview. For lots more effective strategies, materials, and lesson videos to help you pass IELTS, please visit us at www.aehelp.com and join our full course. Subscribe to our channel, click over here. Watch more videos, click right here. Or click our IELTS Hero for over 100 hours of complete video lessons and 6 original practice exams to help you pass IELTS.